Hey, Spencer here, coming to you with another figure review. Today we have got the Marvel Legends Captain Marvel movie, Young Nick Fury. It is 26 minutes past 6. I've given up on sleep due to recent events kind of occupying my mind. So I thought I would try and get a new review out. And, can't wait to get through all these guys, so I suppose it's a bit of an excuse at the same time. But please bear with me, I'm absolutely exhausted. I've been enjoying doing these and I want to get this wave out and so you guys can see, and I appreciate all the feedback so far. So, let's jump into the next one. Hopefully this guy is as good as I believe he is. So, having a quick look at the packaging, you can see at the top of the box, you see it says Build-A-Figure Kree Sentry. You have the Marvel Legends logo there, the Captain Marvel movie logo there, the character's name Nick Fury here, and on top of the packaging, the Captain Marvel movie logo again. On the side of the packaging, as you can see, you have some nice artwork of the actual character. And on the other side, you see you have the exact same artwork. And then on the back, you can see the exact same artwork again, but a bit more expanded. Here we'll have a quick close-up view on the actual bio, for those who'd like to read it. And this is the last figure in the actual Build-A-Figure wave, so to speak. All we have left is the kind of non-Bath figure, Captain Marvel in her superhero suit, and then the actual Bath itself. Let's get this character out of the packaging and see how good he really is. Okay, so here we have young Nick Fury out of his packaging. Overall, what do we think? It's an alright figure. It's a bit weird in the fact it's basically exactly the same as the suit body mod that we've seen with like Comedian, Agent Coulson, Bruce Banner. I can't even think. Purple Man. Just everything's new. So it's an entire new sculpt, and it's slightly, and I mean slightly, bulkier. Honestly, I don't think it's needed. The differences are completely negligible, and I do like it. I don't really have any issues with it. Well, mine has a stuck joint, but the overall figure I don't have any issues with. It's just, it's not worth investing money in making a brand new sculpt which is identical to basically what's already out. I mean, I'll do a side-by-side comparison with another suit mould in a moment, but let's have a quick close-up look at his accessories. Now, as you can see, it comes with a pistol. We have seen this pistol many times. I think this pistol was first released with a Punisher. It wasn't the Thomas Jane Punisher. Was it that Punisher? And yeah, it kind of looks a bit like a Glock, but I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to be. Feel free to let me know in the comments below what this pistol is. But it's it's a solid pistol. It does trick. It's a little bit small, but it's alright. Some nice sculpted detail in there. No actual paint ups whatsoever. It's just painted kind of like a little bit of a greyish black. To get the on his hand, it does fit in okay, but the problem is this finger is not actually erected correctly, so you will have to bend it a little bit, because as you see, it doesn't really go in the trigger. So you will have to bend it a little bit, or play with it a little bit, just to get it in the right position. But once you do, it looks absolutely fine. And the other accessory we have, of course, is the actual cat. This is the second time we've seen this cat, but this time we're seeing it actually in chains. I'm not quite sure what the story behind this thing is. I have a theory. I'm not going to say what my theory is, but yeah, it's cool. The exact same paint apps from the previous one, but obviously the new silvers for the mask and the gaunt and the chains around the ankles. Some great details on the actual chains and the fur. Some great sculpt there, and they've sculpted a grip almost in his scruff so Nick can hold her, or it. And of course those paint apps on the eyes are looking amazing as well. Here's the cat free as a bird. Seeing that with the ears like down, it's very, very sad. It's like, oh, poor little kitty. but we shall see. Here you can see him holding the cat. Now, the pulled fur on the back of the cat is actually really only suited to his right hand, because that's kind of how it actually fits. And as you can see, it's kind of a little bit of a gap there to squeeze the fingers in, and there's even a thumb groove just there to help hold that in place. I did try with the left hand, but it's just too wide open, so it can't really grab. You might be able to finagle something, but yeah, I don't think so. The other accessory comes with is the right arm of the Build-A-Figure, and of course we're going to have a close look at this when we do actually do the review for the figure. So here you have the new and the old body mold side by side. You can see they kind of have refined the shape, I suppose, made it a bit more curved to there rather than like the step down, which is quite nice. The suit jacket, I believe, might even be identical, but this one is a bit more wider. This one seems to be a bit more pulled in. The crutch, I believe, also is identical. And that's about it. Oh, and the hands. They're obviously, zoom out a little bit there. And the hands, you can see, they are also identical, exact same molds. But yeah, the arms, if you look at the sculpting, obviously the height's different, so I know it's leaning on, but as I was about to say, for some reason my Perth man's having a lot of trouble standing up. But you can see the arms are a brand new sculpt, the figure itself is taller. And the legs, I don't know if you can tell from that light, but the wrinkles are different. They have added one additional point of articulation. And see, under this one, it's just a plain shirt under there. Whereas under this one, there is a gun holster. Not usable, but there is a sculpted one there. Okay, so let's go over articulation. The head is on a ball, so it can get some wiggle. You can look up that much, down that much just on the ball. There's also a disjoint there, so you can go back all that way, down all that way. Get a little bit of pivot to left and to the right. You can rotate around 360 degrees. Shoulders are on ball discs, so they can go around 360 degrees. Now this one is stuck on mine, so it's very there. There. This one, absolutely fine. So I don't know why that one's so stiff. But this one I can do wherever I want, but it's ratchety. And this one basically is there, there, there. So 3 ratchets, was very annoying. It does have a bicep rotation of 360 degrees. Double bend in the elbow. Wrist rotation 360 degrees. Slightly hindered by the cuff, not massively though. And you can hinge from there to there. Has an ab crunch, so it can bend down that much. And back that far. You could potentially go further if the jacket wasn't hindering it. Has a waist rotation of 360 degrees. T-cut, so can do a Spartan with this leg all the way back and this leg all the way forward of that. Split kick of that. Upper thigh rotation of 360 degrees. Double bend in the knee. And the ankle, this is the new joint, can now rotate there 360 degrees and can go from there to there and can pivot from there to there. And as the late Mr. Glenn Webb used to say, this is the furthest possible splits you can do with both feet firmly on the ground. Okay, size comparison. Nick Fury stands to the top of his head 6¼ inches, just over 6 inches, just under 6½ inches by the looks of it, which is of course 16½ centimeters. Here he is standing next to the other figures from this movie that we've already reviewed. Of course we have the Star Force Yon Rog, Captain Marvel in jacket, and Skrull Talos. Here we have next to the free pack Nick Fury, which came through the Shield free pack, which came with Nick Fury, Agent Coulson, and Maria Hill. This one is slightly modified by myself. All I've done is trim the detail on the coat down, swapped his hips out, and I will be eventually putting in a pleather tail, but I just wanted to tie up the hips and things first. Oh, and also I want to switch the ankles out to the other way around, like I showed in my tutorial. And in case you're wondering, perfect. For those of you wondering if you could put the hammerhead head on this one, I can't, because I've hot glued mine on here. I can't get it off. I could melt the hot glue, but it's messy. I'm not going to. But I mean, it might be fractionally better if I do that and then that. It might look fractionally better because it's slightly bulkier, but I still don't think it's the right figure for hammerhead. But we shall see. We shall see. I might get a second hammerhead and try it out, and if I do, I'll put a video about that later on. Here he is with some most recent incarnations of the Avengers. You have, of course, Black Widow, Iron Man, Captain America, and Iron Spider. And here he is next to some comic versions of the figure. Bucky Cap, Venom standing for the bulky body mould, Tiger Stripe Wolverine, Sam Alexander Nova, Colossus, and Jewel for a standard adult female body. So, final thoughts. What do we think of this figure? I would recommend him. Yeah, like I said, honestly, it's a solid figure. It's just... And it is cool to get a young representation to go with the movie, because I know the movie set back in, well, whenever it's set, like 60, not 60s, but like the 80s or something, I think. But is this a necessity? If you have a Nick Fury, then no. If you want the larger or slightly larger body mould, then yes. But honestly, I think if you already have a Nick Fury, or you're no rush for a Nick Fury, I think this is actually potentially an easy pass. Anyway guys, that is my review. What did you think of this figure? Are you guys excited to pick this one up? You guys want to pick this one up? Is this one you've been waiting for? I think for me it could have been an easy pass, but I am still happy to have it. Just not really sure what I'm going to do with it. Might end up using it as a custom base or something. I don't know. I haven't decided. I haven't decided. I might just see if Hazel wants it. I don't know. We shall see. So I'm thinking as well is, for some reason I seem to have a lot of trouble with this one standing. I don't know why. His ankle joints are fine, but he just seems to want to keep falling over. I don't know if his feet are too small. But whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. Hope you like it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to catch you in the next one. See ya. Guess what?